Hello guys, Axel here and welcome to Among the Colours. Your module will look like there will be an eject button and a bunch of Among Us characters running across the screen. So first and foremost, before we do anything, we're going to be noting down 3 attributes: their name, the colour of their name, and the suit. What I'm going to do is their name, then the colour of their suit, and then their name tag colour. So let's note that down quickly. The end of the loop will be the one that's running back and forth. So we have yellow, green, brown, green, cyan, black. I think I've got that one wrong. Let's wait for the loop to come back around again. Yellow, green, brown, blue, cyan, black, lime, purple, red, pink. Then the colour of their suits: purple, blue, cyan, black, pink, white, orange, brown, green, or lime, I think that is, and red. And then the names of their colours and name tags: blue, yellow, purple, green, brown, orange, pink, black, lime, and cyan. Of course, you can tell whether or not it's between blue and cyan if cyan is a brighter blue, of course. Blue and purple might be slightly more difficult to tell apart, but it should be more good enough to be able to tell them apart. And of course, lime is the brighter version of green as well. So now we've got these, we are now going to go to the section called Find the Sus Colour find the sus colour. But once you found the sus colour, we will find the 3 crewmates who have an attribute with this colour, or at least, at most 3. We might only have 2. However, there are some cases you have to look out for. If one of the crewmates has all 3 attributes the same colour, they are the impostor. Also, if a crewmate's name is not a colour listed, specifically the crewmate's name, he's an impostor because he shouldn't be in this list. If 3 crewmates have an attribute in common, use that triplet with narrowed down triplet to find the impostor. So, if they're running across and you get a case where 3 of them have the same attribute, then that's a new special case, meaning you only consider those ones. Similarly, if 2 of them have this attribute in common, you'll be using that pair and the last one instead. Or at least the last one who's not in the pair. If one of them was the 10th one, then you would use the 9th one. But if the pair was 9 and 10, you would use the 8th one, basically. Anyway, finding the sus colour. We're just going to go down each of these conditions, starting with 0. We're going to add and subtract onto it to get our final offset number. So starting off simply, each AA battery we have none. Each D battery we have 1, which tells us to subtract 1. Each parallel port or PS2 port, we have 2 PS2 ports and no parallels. So we're going to be adding 2 twice, so adding 4, which is just 3. For each stereo RCA port, we're going to be adding 4. We've got 2 stereo RCA ports, so we're going to be adding 4, 4, which is could be adding 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. For each serial or RJ45 port, we have 1 RJ, we'll be subtracting 2, get 9. For each other module with the word colour or colour in its name, and this includes other among the colours modules. So if you had 3 among the colours modules, the other 2 would count towards the count for among the colours that you're doing. We do not have any of those because I've just loaded up this module. For each instance of a crewmate possessing attributes of a colour that is diametric opposite in the colour wheel, what this means is the colour wheel down here, the colours that are across from each other, so black and white, green and red, cyan and brown, blue and orange, purple and yellow, and pink and lime, we're going to be looking for if any of the crewmates, well, first we're going to be looking for if any of the crewmates possess 2 different attributes that spread across diametric opposites. So let's see. And if we find any, we'll be adding 3. So KW first. We have 1. RG. No. CN. I notate brown as N because B is already being used. So it's R. And O. And W. So N is the only one we had left. So CN. We have 1. 2. We have 2 of them who possess C and an N. Now have B and O. No. P and Y. We have another 1 there. No, and no more. And then pink and lime, I notate pink as I, and if I didn't mention black as K. So IL we're looking for. We have 1. And that's it. And now we're going to move on to the next rule. So now we've done this rule, we're now going to be subtracting 3 in a slightly different way. For each instance of a crewmate following another, and being 2 crewmates next to each other, although the end of the sequence is not adjacent to the start of the sequence. So the one that runs back and forward is being followed by nobody, not the first one. And we're going to be doing diametric opposites again, but with people next to each other on the same attribute. So basically we're going to be looking across the rows now to find if any of these letters are next to each other. So K and W, no. G and R, no. C and N, no. B and O, no. P and Y, yes. P and Y right there. So we'll be subtracting 3 or getting rid of one of these 3s. And then find I and L next to each other. No. So our final number, our final offset for this part of it at least, let's keep note of 9 up here. 9 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9 plus 9. 21, 12, 21. Okay. So our first offset is 21. The offset is positive, moves out many spaces around the colour wheel, starting from the last crewmate's name tag colour. That's why I put this as the bottom row. So the last crewmate's tag colour is cyan. So starting from cyan, as if we have a positive 21, we're going to go round the circle 21 times. The number isn't always this big, don't worry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The sus colour is lime. So let's find the limes. So we have LO and I, RL and L, and we don't have a third imposter candidate because one of them had 2 lines on him. Sometimes just one, you might only have 2 of the same letter, which will also mean you only have 2 to deal with as well. If one of the sus colour attributes is missing, use the last crewmate in the sequence that isn't already in the triplet. So IRC. So now we have our potential imposters. We're going to be now doing the same process again, but with only these 3. So all the rules up to here will stay the same, so we just have 9 again. As far as I know, I think. 9 was what we got, right? Let me just double check. -1, +3, +11, +9, yep. So we're now going to be using 9 again, but only focusing on this set down here this time. For these rules again. This one's easy, we just find, if you were noting down, this one's easy if you were noting down which ones had the matches, because then you would just count those. But in this case, we're just going to recount it as if we hadn't calculated it before. So, KW, GR, CN, BO, PY, IL. We have one here, +3. And now doing this part again, of ones next to each other, with diametric opposite colours on the same attribute. So going across the rows. KW, GR, CN, BO, PY, IL. We have one here. We have IL there, meaning we're going to be subtracting 3. So in this case, since we've gone around the wheel again, our final offset is going to be 9. We're going to be dividing this offset by 3, running to the nearest integer. Thankfully, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Say you had 8. 8 divided by 3 would be 8 divided by 3 would be 2.6 on and on. Running to the nearest integer would also be 3. So now we're going to move forwards through the triplet if the offset is positive, backwards if it's negative, until we land on and ejecting the crewmate that we land on. So starting on the first one, we're going to move forward 3. 1, 2, 3. LOI is going to be the one we're going to be getting rid of, if we've hopefully done this right. So let's wait for him to come around. And we get a module. Sorry if I was pausing a little within there. I'm sorry if that took away from it a little bit. However, that was among the colours. Quite a simple module. It took me a little bit to explain it though. But effectively it's just identifying the sus colour using these rules, but be careful with some of them. Especially with this one, where it might not be right next to each other in your notes, but this one they have to be next to each other in your notes. And then doing the same again, but with a set of 3. And be sure to keep an eye out for these special cases. So hopefully among the colours makes a bit more sense now. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll see you later.